there, and he just hated it. And I said, well, I understand, but we're not like those other companies. Those other companies truly are pyramids. Who makes the most money in General Motors? The CEO. Does anybody in the company make as much as the CEO of General Motors? The answer is no. Who makes the next amount of money? The people just underneath the CEO and on down. And who makes the least? The workers, the people in the factory lines like my parents were. Well, in network marketing, somebody that got you in, you might think they're always going to make more. Guess what? Michael, do you make more than the person that introduced you to Life Force? Going to make more? Yeah, I think so. It doesn't work like that. It's the people who help the most people make the most money. And Bill finally got that. You know what he's making now? He's making $40,000 a month 4 years later. He gets it. He says, David, I'm changing lives with this. He said, I never understood what network marketing was all about. I didn't get it. And you're right, this company did grow. Thank you. Every time I call him, he thanks me, his wife thanks me, his kids thank me. He said, I now read the menu from the left side to the right side. You know what that means? He's not looking at the price. He doesn't care anymore. He says, I know I can help people now. I'm doing so many things. He said that the nonprofit that I work for, I still work just as hard for them, full time. Only I told them to keep my salary. You know, so he's doing more. He's changing lives. That's what network marketing is about. It's about changing lives. And I'm telling you, I can tell you, you can debate with me all you want to. The chances of you ever sitting in a room like this small, with a company that is about to explode in our industry is so minuscule, you might as well go out and buy one lottery ticket and think that you're going to win every lotto between here and the next 10 years with that one ticket. It's just not going to happen. It is so rare to catch a company like this. So we're here to invite people in. We need people. We need people to help us change lives. These products are changing my life. I'm excited they're coming out with this weight loss product. I'm going on the... What are you laughing at? Is there a joke in it somewhere? You're in trouble. You're laughing the loudest. You're such a maverick. Okay, so they're coming out with this weight loss product, and I might be able to have a belly like that, right? In about, a couple of months. When that happens, oh, Lord, you talk about this company going crazy, ballistic. I've been in companies that have had pretty good weight loss products, I will say, but I know what they did for this product and what they were willing to pay to make the ingredients the best, and this will be the best weight loss product in the world, period. Nobody's going to beat this product, and we get to be a part of that first birth into the economy, and so, right into that, yeah, that's right. Just because the world's having a bad economy, did you know that you don't have to? There's no law that says because the city's broke or the country's broke or people are challenged, there's no law that says you have to be broke. And if you believe that you have to be broke, that's what needs to be fixed, not the economy. Because people in this room are economy changers. We're not waiting for rich bankers, corrupt bankers, or corrupt politicians, or the financial market, the Wall Street people. We're not waiting for them to somehow volunteer to change our lives, because for the last 150 years, they've got a very proven track record of taking everything they can from everybody they can, right? And without shame. And when they apologize, they do it with their hand up to the government saying, can you give me some more money, please? That is not an apology, is it? We are economy changers, Michael. We are in the habit of helping people take their personal economy and change it. And when you do that with enough people, you change your community, and then you change your city, and then you change your state, and you change your world. So I'll kick it back to you, my friend.
Well, and David's exactly right. And here's the thing. All this has to be based in a product that works, that's wholesome, that is good for you, and that works for a long time across a broad group of people. So I want to talk about our product because, if the product isn't sound, all this is beautiful, but irrelevant. And I told you a little bit about my story, and, it's life-changing. It gave me my life back. I have extra hours in the day. And they're not just extra clock hours, they're extra hours of life. But, here's the thing. This product, I'll just tell you a little bit about the product because it's important that you know. First of all, there's nothing on the label that you can't recognize. It's food. It's not something a guy in a lab jacket, figured 6 of these and a dozen of those and we'll put it out there and hope that it works. This is the oldest thing that humankind knows. This is superfood. This is 2 main ingredients. One is organic aloe vera, grown for us, especially for us, and hand filleted, for those of you that know about this, and it's never heated. So it's enzymatically alive. But more importantly, what does it do? Well, everybody knows about aloe vera. It's one of the oldest botanicals. It's in the Bible. There's over 500 research studies. Go on PubMed.com, you can look at them. But even more importantly, who hasn't had a burn or a cut or a scrape, and you put some aloe vera on, it heals fast, it feels good, like that? Just imagine for a minute that if you were to actually put aloe vera and drink it every day in a pleasant tasting way, if you were to drink it every day and let it start working through your body, working through your digestive tract and come out through your organs and your skin and your bone and your hair and teeth and nails, can you imagine what kind of effect that would have on your body? It just makes sense it's going to be healthy, doesn't it? The second main ingredient are sea vegetables. Now here's the sad news. The sad news is the food that we buy in the store, whether you're buying organic, biodynamic, whatever, it's pretty much bankrupt these days, and I'm sorry to say that, with all due respect to organic farmers. It's not their fault. It's just the way nature works. You see, if it's not in the soil, it's not in the food. If it's not in the food, you don't get it. And you need over 80 essential minerals every single day to function. And if you're missing just one of those, stuff starts to break, fall off, move around, or not work right. It's kind of like if you have that Ferrari and you put kerosene in it, is it going to run? It'll kind of get around, but it ain't going to run like a Ferrari's supposed to run. And your body needs the superior nutrition, especially today. Why today? Because, back, I was telling you that story back in the 1800s where everybody was on the farm. Let me ask you a question. Was the pace of life faster or slower in those days? Slower. Were we insulted all day with radio waves and cell phone waves and traffic and stress and environmental toxins and pollution? And we weren't. And the food was stronger in those days. These fields have been stripped and cropped and cropped and cropped, and they don't let them lay fallow. The minerals are gone, folks. The food chain has been bankrupted. And it's not some big conspiracy, it's just the way it is. And now you need more nutrients. So guess where all this stuff ends up? When you hit the rain and hits the hill and it goes down to the stream goes to the river, and the river goes where? To the ocean. Where are all these minerals ending up? In the ocean. So wouldn't it make sense to eat out of the ocean? To eat sea vegetables out of the ocean. They're loaded with the nutrients you need. Body Balance, the combination of land and sea, has over 120 vitamins, minerals, amino acids, essential fatty acids, antioxidants, enzymes, stuff I can't pronounce. It's all in there, folks. It is all in there. It's superior nutrition. It's superior nutrition. That's why we see the miracles we see. You see, it's not a silver bullet. It doesn't cure anything. But what happens is when we put it in our body, the body, guess what? It's an amazing machine. It heals itself. What do you think happens when you cut yourself? It heals, doesn't it? It's automatic. You don't have to think about it. It's just automatic. And given the proper nutrition, rest, exercise, and air, diet and air, the body is it will heal. Virtually every condition that we know is either preventable or healable by the body, caught in time. It is an epidemic out there, folks. You heard about the Black Plague and the bubonic plague and all that. It's an epidemic out there. Cancer rates, 1 out of 3 people. Look around. Person next to you, person on either side, one of you is going to get cancer. Diabetes. We're seeing children get what they used to call adult onset diabetes. Obesity, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, these didn't exist like this. And now it's rampant. Folks, the world needs this product. Because you're going to hear some stories here in a couple of minutes of people who had serious life-threatening conditions, and by proper nutrition, their bodies were able to restore themselves. Now, we're not saying Body Balance does it. We're saying that given proper nutrition, the body will take care of business. Folks, this product works. It's been around for over 28 years. Now, I want to tell you a little something. I'm going to invite some people up. If you wanted Body Balance until about 15 years ago, you had to go to a licensed practitioner, doctor, DO or a DC, or you had to go to a practitioner to get this product. It was like a prescription brand, sort of. And the generosity of the Hillman family who brought this to network marketing, their insight, their you know what they said? They said, this is too good. This is too good to keep. We've got to get it to people. There's an epidemic happening. We got to get it out there. And they have. And now it's available to you. So I'd like to invite a couple of people who have a significant story to share. Come on, Alana, please come on.
Hello. Hi. My name is Alana McKinnon. So about 8 years ago, I had gotten extremely ill. I had extreme pain all over my body. I thought I had arthritis at about 25. I had extreme headaches every day. I felt like I had a vice grip on my spinal cord at the base of my neck. Lost weight. I lost about 30 pounds, so I was completely emaciated. I looked like I was undergoing chemo treatment. And my life at that point was miserable. I was a yoga teacher, and I was at the point where I was trying to borrow money, essentially, because I felt like I couldn't work. I was so sick. So at that point, at my lowest, I got diagnosed with, oh, there I am, hi. I got diagnosed with celiac disease. So it's an autoimmune disease where your body basically eats away at the cilia in your intestines. So you get extreme, malabsorption, malnutrition. And so when I got diagnosed, I was extremely hopeful. I felt like finally I knew what was wrong with me, so I cut out gluten from my diet, which is the treatment. And over the next 3 months, I just spiraled and got much, much worse. And at that point, I had this intuitive sense that I needed to get some nutrition into my body somehow. I didn't know how at the time. And I began having dreams about Body Balance and craving Body Balance. I wanted to drink the whole bottle. So once I started the Body Balance, it's absorbed from the stomach up, so it didn't matter that my intestines were not functioning. I very quickly gained my energy back, the pain subsided, my headaches subsided. It took me a while to gain the weight back. That was probably the last thing that came. And it was not an overnight, magic pill. It was over the course of a year, I got better and I completely healed. So I remember a year later, I was a yoga teacher and I was in yoga and had no pain. I felt amazing, no headaches. I had so much energy, and I just remember being totally blissful and amazed because it was the Body Balance that brought my health back. Thank you.
What's next? What do we have, Michael? Oh, I'm going to keep stepping on that thing.
Hi, everybody. I'm Shannon O'Sullivan. I'm from San Francisco, California. And I started drinking Body Balance 5 years ago. I actually was recommended it by a healthcare professional. And I, at the time, was dealing with a lot of health challenges, a lot of them mostly hormonal. One of which was really deep depression. I mean, my life then, it took a lot to get me out of bed in the morning. I really just was hopeless about my life. Really. I mean, there's nothing else to say. I couldn't get out of bed. I didn't have a job at the time, and I couldn't even think about applying. I mean, that was just, it was awful. And when I did have a job, I couldn't get there in the morning. I mean, there were too many days that I was calling out just because I was depressed. And after starting to drink Body Balance, I started to feel better. I went off my depression medicine, which I had gone on as a last resort because that's not something that I wanted to do. But I felt so much better. And today, I mean, I would not be without it. I love the feeling that I have when I wake up in the morning, I drink my Body Balance, and I'm like, oh, this is life. I have the energy and the mental clarity and the passion for life again. So, thank you.
Hi, I'm Nancy Moore, and I honestly did not know that I could live without allergies. I didn't know that I could have a life. I thought my life was destined to have allergies because when I was a little kid, I was allergic to dogs and cats and dust and flowers and horses. I had a horse passion, and when I would go to ride horses, I would break out, and my mom would give me all of these allergy pills. If any of you have taken allergy pills, you know they can make you sleepy, and I would fall asleep on the horse, but I would wake up sneezing because they didn't work. So my allergies really interfered with my life. When I would go to visit someone, and this was into my adult years as well, when I would go to visit someone who had animals, if they had a dog or a cat, I had to leave their house because I would have asthma. I had to carry a little asthma breather with me. Well, when I started to drink Body Balance, I had no idea that it would change my life, that I wouldn't have tissues stuck up my sleeves and down my blouse and always have tissues because I would always have a runny nose. When I started to drink Body Balance, my allergies started to go away, and I was absolutely amazed. And what I learned is that when the body gets whole food, whole life food, the body can address health challenges. And so now I never remember to bring a tissue because I never need any tissues. I don't have allergies. I can visit my friends. I can pick up their cats, pat their dogs. I went horseback riding just a little while ago, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I haven't even had an allergy pill in the house for years. What will happen when I go around horses? It was a dusty day. I went and I rode the horses. I patted the horses without getting rashes. I never even needed a tissue. My life is free of allergies, and I will never stop drinking the Body Balance because I will never go back to having allergies.
Well, there's more. You haven't heard this one because I'm not a product guy. You know, I'm not a scientist. I don't get the science stuff so well. But they told me it could help with my gout. And I'm not real consistent with things like taking supplements. I've had a real challenge with that, remembering to take stuff. But they reformulated the Body Balance a few months ago, and the taste to me was as good as the other was. The taste now is just, well, I didn't gain this stuff right here because I hate the taste of good food. This stuff tastes so good. I started drinking, the first week I started drinking like almost a bottle a day. And, I've slowed down a little bit. I'm probably down to a half a bottle a day, which is about 16 ounces. And how many of you have heard of gout? Gout, let me tell you something. I went into the hospital last spring from not wanting to deal with the pain in my stomach. I went in and they said that my gallbladder, which could be easily removed, was filled with gangrene. And within hours of bursting, and they said, we've never seen anybody handle the pain and walk in with a gallbladder that had been dead for months. It was painful. But when I went into the hospital, you know why they didn't treat me for 26 hours? Because he said, rate your pain from 0 to 10. I said, about a 7. Because gout was so much worse than that was. Gout just is painful. And I have had it so bad. And I have not had it. I was getting it every week, and I've been on the new stuff for about 2 months, and I haven't had a little bit. I keep thinking it's going to come back. It's not showing up. It's not perking its head. So, yeah, you didn't even know that. So I wanted to be sure before, and it's been a few months now. So, yeah, this is awesome stuff.
So guys, you've heard a few stories, you've heard testimonials. We have literally thousands of stories like this. You can go online, go to liquidstories.com, look it up for yourself, A to Z. Unsolicited people write in their testimonials, send pictures, and guess what? They will take body balance the rest of their lives. And again, as a friend, as a compassionate human being, I feel really compelled to share this with people. And as a business person, when I hear that, I hear, I'm done financially. I'm done. I have a lifetime income. My children have a lifetime income. Grandchildren, the charities that I will leave money to will have 100-year, 200, maybe 300 or 400-year income, because these folks are not going to get off the product. And it's an epidemic out there, and people are hungry for this, and it is a lifetime product. And every time they purchase, empty a bottle, and repurchase, you get a thank you check. So, is it a business of the 21st century? Absolutely. Is it a winner in the new economy? Without a doubt. This is the way business looks in the 21st century. Get used to it. The old hierarchical model is gone. Around the country, shopping centers are empty. There's weeds growing in the parking lot. Nice shopping centers. People are out of work. There's 23 million people looking for jobs. 43 million people on welfare. And there's nothing. I actually know what I'm talking. I was trained as an economist. There is nothing that I can see on the horizon that even looks like good news. Nothing. And it's global, folks. It's not just here. It is a global depression. Will we come out of it? Sure, one day. But you know what? You look 100 years ago, there was a global depression. And it lasted a long, long, long time. There were breadlines. People were destitute, out of homes. It's tough, and it's going to get tougher. Now, you have a choice. You can hear this message, and you can say, well, yeah, whatever. It all looks good. That's fine. I won't judge you for that. But you know how I feel? If there's a storm coming, and I see it coming, and I'm in my house and the windows are open and the doors open, I'm going to close the windows. It just makes sense to be prepared. And even more importantly, in the last depression, you know what happened? A lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of people got really, really, really destitute. It's horrible. And in the last depression, fortunes were made. You see, in a depression, money just doesn't just go away. It's not like the big vacuum sucks it off the planet. It just changes hands. It changes hands. The foundations of the great fortunes were laid in the last depression. A whole group of people did very well in the last depression. And people in this industry are doing very, very, very well. Now, in a normal business these days, if a business could grow 5 or 10% a year, if you're an employee, you get a 5% raise in this economy, you think you're doing pretty good, right? Yeah, wouldn't that be just great? David, what are some of the growth rates we're seeing in our industry, just in companies and people?
Well, it's dramatic. In fact, the industry is said to be one of, if not the fastest growing industry in the world right now. It's really growing well. Here's the thing, folks. I don't even want to belabor this a whole lot more, Michael, if that's okay. I mean, look, if this isn't right for you right now, that's okay. There's no judgment. We are not arm twisters here. If you're not an honest, decent person that likes to help other people and care about other people, we invite you not to join Life Force, because that's not the kind of people we're looking for. We're looking for decent, moral people that care about others and want to help people. The people that make the most money in Life Force are the people that help other people make it. So if you don't care about people, you're probably not going to do well in Life Force anyway. So you're invited to just not join. I've made this my home. I want to hang out with people like we've already got. Great people. I love this company. I've staked my future on it, and I love the environment that we have. And so I want to say, I don't know if this business is right for you right now, but I'll tell you what's going to cost you is thinking about it too long. Think about it just a little too long, and the distractions of life are going to come in and erase what you heard tonight. It's going to make you forget why you felt in your gut like you were supposed to join us in this. You're going to forget that feeling. And when you forget, that is going to be the most costly experience of your life. You will know people in this room, if you're invited here, you will know people who will, like my friend Bill, became a millionaire in the next few years. And you're going to say, I was there when these people, like Michael, who already makes more money in a month than most people make in a year, when he said, you know what, I'm going back to work. You're not going to get a chance to work side by side with people like Michael and others in this room as they are building. You're only going to see them from the top of the stage. They're going to fly in on their private jets, and you're going to go, wow, but guess what? It's going to be too late then. You catch a company just before it does this. In Life Force, we're here now. We want you, if you're a good person, to join us. This is a home for you. I've been looking for an honest company. Here's what I do. Here's one way I'm selective with companies. I deal with the very top people, owners, and top producers. And once I do my little bit of evaluation, I sit down with the chairman and the CEO, and I look them in the face, and I say, there are three things. We've already agreed to a deal. I'll say, before I sign the paper, there are three things I will never do for you. I will never lie for you. I will never cheat anybody for you. And I will never flatter you. And I'm extremely opinionated. If you say that to the wrong personality, guess what you don't get? You don't get that gig. And that's what I'm hoping to find out, because if they're that tyrannical and that self-obsessed, I don't want to work with them, because I know that company's doomed. And I have seen lots of lying and lots of cheating and lots of flattery in businesses from the top, even though I wouldn't be a part of it. And that's why I'm not with those companies right now. I can honestly say in a year and a half, I have never heard one of the executives ever lie to me or to anybody else. I've never heard them say, let's do this, and we'll tell them this, and we'll put one over on them. I've never heard anything like that before. I've seen nothing but integrity. Are they people? Are they all-knowing? No. But they are honest, decent people. And that's what makes a company like this not only great now, but great for another 28, 30, 40 years. If you want to build a future and have it last, Life Force is your company. You can go to your bank. Bankers in the room, I know we've got a banker. Ralph, we figured out just to get an extra $1,000 a month from a bank, you'd have to put in what, about